I'm faded.
Some attitudes from the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad that are central to Islamic ethics. One of the attitudes is attitude to time. Time is an important amanah or a trust given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to human beings. Allah has told us about time in Quran on Surah Al-As. By time, in that mankind is in loss except for those who have believed and done righteousness and advise each other to truth and advise each other to patience. Furthermore, as a Muslim worker, besides work hard to get a good achievement, we also must concern about barakah that will make us be an excellent Muslim and fulfill our goals, which is being worthy ummah of Allah, also being happiness in dunya wal akhirah. So to get the barakah, we need to avoid wasting time with things not related to work. Mr. Rosliza, who is Principal Assistant Director Policy, Development and Instrumentation Section in Darul Quran Jakim, also state working time for the benefit of the organization, not personal purpose, such as access to Facebook to chat with their friends and others. During work time, it is because we will be asked about how we use that time, whether used responsible or not.
Meanwhile, prayer is a pillar of Islam. In the management of Jakim, as stated by Puan Rosliza, its employees are advised to pray early and not to spend it on useless things that can cause God's wrath to us. He added, through prayer, quality employees can be born, because behind the provision of prayer, a strong bond of faith is built between man and the creature. Peter, discipline, keeping time, congregation, maintaining friendship, clean and energetic.
أن ليس للإنسان إلا ما سعى وأن سعيه سوف يرى.
This ayah of Holy Quran has proven that capable people must work hard to survive and consider it as worship to God. In connection with that, we must adopting the concept of work in Islam that already shown and teach from our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because he is the best role model which brings us goodness.
Okay, next I will explain about the connection of work ethics in Islam and its implementation in an organization. It is critical to make an effort to instill Islamic ethics value in order to improve an organization efficiency and quality. Indeed, this approach must be emphasized as moral and ethical crises in both developed and developing countries are escalating at an alarming rate. Despite the fact that most countries have their own work ethics principles, like the United States of America, which founded its work ethics on Protestant Calvinist PWE values, or Japan, which is based on the Samurai Bushido principle, they have alienated some basic human needs. Despite the fact that Islamic work ethics may improve work qualities, some scholars are skeptical of Islamic workers' acceptance of the concept. High rate of negative behavior such as corruption, murder, and frauds among Malaysian workers. Islamic work ethics is important to improve efficiency and quality of an organization. Last but not least, Islamic work ethics pay more attention to social aspects such as the atmosphere at the workplace and the obligation of upholding the right of society. The work ethics promoted by Islam is closely linked to religious and spiritual values.
Principles of Islamic work ethics in organizations are very important to ensure the success of an organization. Everyone strives to meet the needs of themselves and their dependent society, the country, and the universal human being. There are many principles of Islamic work ethics derived from literature review. However, I will explain the principles of Islamic work ethic stated by Puan Rosliza Binti Abdul Latif, who is the Principal Assistant Director Policy Development and Instrumentation Section at Darul Quran Jakim, Namni Shura. This is because this principle does not exist in the literature review. I think that this principle is also very important because Mrs. Rosliza stated that the practice of shura is applied in her organization, which is to always celebrate the views and opinions of members of the organization for the common good and make deliberation culture in the management system and departmental operations. This is because shura is the basic component of taking every major choice in organization. Ashura has also been organized by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala to determine all options at all levels, be it organization, family, and so on. If not, without Ashura, that would indicate an indication of impending operation.
There are many types of work culture of Prophet's companions such as practice musyawarah, honesty, pious, and others. But this time I will briefly about responsibilities of Sayyidina Umar bin Al-Khattab. Sayyidina Umar, who is famous as a justice person, Umar is described as a caliph who worked diligently during the day, while at night he is filled with deed of worship and surveying the condition of the people. Umar went out with Zaid ibn Salam and arrived at a house. Inside there was a woman with 3 small children who were crying with hunger. Seeing the situation, Umar became insecure against his negligence in looking after the welfare of the people, as well as being afraid of the punishment of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Due to fear, Umar has returned to Medina and fulfilled the needs of the family. The above events are proof that Sayyidina Umar was a leader who is very just and looked after the welfare of his people. By existing a great caliph, yet he was capable of his own set heavy weight and meat, merely to atone for his sins against the poor family.
In conclusion, Islamic work ethics based on Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam provides space for human beings to develop a sense of responsibility as a servant and caliph to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by realizing that every of our action will be held accountable in the hereafter.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.